Y'all ain't gonna believe this. Cops are here. You ain't gonna believe this, but I shot this whole video once already. Seriously though, I did. Y'all, sometimes technology is like the hardest thing when you're trying to be a farmer, homesteader, YouTuber. Because you don't always have the greatest internet, you don't always have the greatest technology, and sometimes those things happen. So, today, what I wanted to show you all was what's going on in the greenhouse, and for all of you all thinking about seed starting, what you need to set yourself up for success. Because you don't have to break the bank to get started gardening. Okay, so first off, the cops aren't here, the ambulance aren't here, and we have no issues. All that light is this grow light in our greenhouse. I'm sure everybody driving down the road is like, what in the world kind of party is happening up in that greenhouse right now? So I am doing a test, and I'm trying to test something out. Basically, I had told you all, if you grow if you build a greenhouse, you will probably still have to start your seeds indoors at the beginning until it gets a little bit warmer, and then you can start doing your seed starting outside once you gain intent. But we're in Kentucky 6B. Remember, zones are just a general area. Always check your zip code for the, sorry, I'm trying to focus this back in. Always check your zip code for your last frost to truly get an idea of that. But January in Kentucky is cold. It's gray, it's cold, we hardly see the sun, which really hurts a greenhouse because it needs sun to be effective. Well, I didn't want to grow seeds inside. So I decided, what if I put a grow light in the greenhouse at night to try to help with the soil temp? Because the reason that's an issue is you need your soil temp for your cool crop stuff, so your brassicas, your leafy greens, different things like that, at least at 40 degrees, but not above 75 degrees, because they don't germinate well when it's super warm. Well, our greenhouse without heat is getting down into the low 30s at night and sometimes 20s, because it's really just a replica of whatever it is outside because it gets that cold. This just keeps the frost off things landing in there. So I was like, you know what? I have that little space heater that we brought from our old place. What if I use that and the grow light to see if it'll keep the soil temp up? Well, I have this little temperature gauge. Let's see if let it focus there. And as you can tell, we are at 60 degrees soil temp, or 60 degrees right in that area. Not want to say exactly what the soil temp is. And 60% humidity, which is all perfect areas for getting your seeds to germinate. And when I first shot this video and it all just went array, I didn't have anything germinated. Well, now we do. So y'all see that right there? There are 2 arugula sprouted up. So in 3 days, I've already got germination with my arugula. Now arugula is a pretty quick germinator as it is, 7 to 10-ish days. But the fact that it took 3 is pretty absolutely fantastic. Now other stuff that we have growing in there is cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower. We got some red and green different salad mixes that we're gonna have on top of kale. That's the one I was forgetting, some kale in there. So a total number of days that I'm looking at for germination on average is from 7 to 15 days for all of those items. Some being more the 7 to 10 range, others being more 10 to 15 range, and that all depends on the soil and environment conditions. But that arugula popping up in only 3 days is really promising. So I challenge you all, we know the way everyone does it. We know the way everyone does things. And if you're new to starting out, you're probably learning the ways that everyone does things. Think outside of the box and try something different. I promise you won't regret it. So besides that, there was a couple other things I wanted to show you all in the greenhouse. I've got both green stalks in here. So the one to your left, right here, is the one we had at our old place. It's the original green stalk 5 tier. And as you can tell, the pieces are really long and you're able to grow really big root crops if you want in there, and it does a lot of planting, but there's not as many options. Well, we now have the green stalk leaf, which actually has 7 tiers instead of 5, so you get 2 more tiers and a lot more growing space. The only difference is these are a little bit shorter. Doesn't impact the amount of soil that you're gonna, or the amount of plants that you're gonna grow there, or hinder their growth, because it's still plenty of soil to grow. You just might not be able to grow the long carrots or long radishes. You're looking more leafy greens or stuff that grow up and down, or just up in general. But y'all, these are amazing. We're gonna be able to grow so much in this greenhouse in the winter. And then when the summer comes out, we'll just move them right outside or potentially leave them in here if we can actually make this a high tunnel. So I've got my wood as well. And down here is about to be raised bed time, because we are fairly early to be growing these cool crop items. Our last frost date right around the end of April. So we got a long ways to go till that happens. However, these crops can handle a little bit of frost, but I'm still gonna grow them in here. All in here is gonna have it, so it's gonna be a controlled environment, and they are gonna do fantastic, and I'm so excited. And now you're telling yourself, Zach, I ain't got a greenhouse. Or maybe I do, but I don't have a way to grow them in there. Yes, you do. You can get creative here and figure this out. Our good friend Jess at Roots and Refuge, she shows you a way to grow salad greens out of a bag of potting soil and putting just a plastic tote over top of it. You can do this right now. So if you're biting the bullet to grow something, like I know we are since we're at a brand new place with no garden, you can do it. A couple things to set yourself up for success. We use black gold seedling mix or seed mix, whatever it's called. For you beginning gardeners, that's a very important piece to remember. When you buy bagged soil, it's gonna say potting soil or seedling mix or seed mix. Make sure you get the right one. When you're starting seeds, you want a seedling mix or a grower starter, because that is gonna have minimal to no soil in it. It's gonna be mainly light, airy items, just to allow the seed to germinate. And then you'll need to move to potting soil. It's a little bit heavier. It's actually soil contained with a little bit of fertilizer inside of it. But make sure to start your seeds, you're getting seedling mix. Another thing you're gonna need is a seed tray. Now this is the Haas Tools seed tray. It's 162 cells. And there is a bunch of growing power in this bad boy, and they are as sturdy as you can get. Like I can barely even try to twist them. They last forever. They're not gonna go out on you. But I'm not hugely satisfied on them, and here's why. Those 162 seed trays are great, don't get me wrong, and I've never had an issue sliding a plant out of there. They've set them up in a perfect setup to where they come out so easy, it's insane. They actually pride themselves on it, Travis and Greg do, over there at Haas Tools for that creation. And they're right, it's super simple. However, for a beginning gardener, they can be a little pricey, but they're gonna last a while. But I was in your shoes. So, if you're not wanting to drop a decent amount of money on kind of your seed starting stuff, don't let that degrade you from starting seeds. This little thing, I mean, it is flimsy. Don't get me wrong, you're buying what you get with the Haas Tools stuff. Great quality stuff. But you can get something like this for about $1. $1 at the Walmart, and you can start you some seeds. So don't let it get you down. The other thing about the 162 cell seed tray, if you have a smaller garden, you can get yourself to grow way more than you need to grow. But that can be a good thing. For us, it's perfect. Like we need that many seed cell trays, and a lot of them to fit our needs, because we sell and we grow everything from our greenhouse. But if you still want to go Haas Tools, which I highly recommend, but you don't want that big of a tray, there's a solution. Get you this little guy. So this is also Haas Tools, and what's it got? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. 24 seed trays. It's nice, it's sturdy, it's really tight, and they even sell it with a dome over it, which is even better for seed starting. That gives you that humidity and making sure things stay moist in it. But I love this, a little bit bigger holes so you don't have to transplant as quick, up to up potting, and it's just a great solution. So, like I said, the end goal, get something to grow in. But if you are looking to maybe take that step up and get a little bit more quality items, we love the Haas Tool stuff. Also, the green stock, they have an amazing sale going on right now, and we do have a code Stivers. I'll link all this stuff below. So use it, don't use it, perfectly fine. We just want y'all to grow food. And so we're trying to make sure that we share all the information that we use to you all. But again, when it boils down to it, put a seed in some dirt and let's grow something. And y'all, that's the gardening part, that's the greenhouse. I hope you enjoyed hearing what we got going on here. I definitely want you to get creative in this time of year and try to learn things. It's okay if they fail. It's perfectly okay if they fail. You're not gonna learn unless they do. You can listen, watch all the YouTube channels, listen to all the podcasts that you want. But when it boils down to it, You know what you need to do for success. So do it. And if it fails, grow from it. But I do want to challenge you all in this time of darkness, because that's what it seems like it is in winter, is to not let your heads fall, not get saddened, not get lonely, because it is a difficult time for a lot of people. We're about to enter a time of a lot of unknown. There's a lot of distress in the world. There's a lot of strain in the world, and just a lot of concern from a lot of people. I know that weighs heavy on people in general, and I challenge you all to distract yourselves. There's not a whole lot you can do about a lot of things that happen in the world, but you can continue to make yourself happy even when the world seems like it's burning down. And we'll never talk politics on here whatsoever. I'm just talking about human beings in general. You as the human, I know in some form or fashion, no matter which way you look in the political game, you're a little bit stressed out, and that's okay. You're not alone. So find something to do. Find something that occupies your time. When the summer rolls around, we're all gonna be so busy, we're gonna wish we had downtime. But right now we have so much darkness and cold in our lives that it keeps us in our house. It keeps us tired. Find something to do. So if everybody's telling you don't plant those seeds yet, but it brings you happiness, plant the seed. Plant it. Get outside, get your hands dirty, build something, do something to keep your mind occupied and make sure your mental health is happy. I know that's what I'm doing right now. That's what Jen and I are doing. We're making sure that we're doing stuff. So yeah, maybe we're planting the cool crops a tad early. That's okay. We're figuring out a way to keep them babies happy once they get up and big. You can do that too. There's all kinds of things. I saw something in the Stivers trial where somebody used clear umbrellas as little greenhouses to keep the frost off their plants. How daggone genius is that? Y'all, we are smart people. So get off social media, go enjoy yourself, even in the cold. I even got my brush showing in the greenhouse. Make yourself happy. Find something that occupies your time to where you can shut off your brain from social media and the news and get out of your mind of thinking. Go have fun, go listen to music, go spend time with your family, and be strong human beings like I know every single one of you all are. And anytime, if you need anything or you're feeling down, please feel free to reach out to Jen and I or on our Stivers Homestead email. We'll chat with you, we promise. And then make sure you're in the Stivers tribe, because it's a lot of good group, a lot of good people, just like our mindset, that will pick you up and lift you up and make you happy. We love you all very much. I hope you enjoyed this video. I promise it was a very nicely done video beforehand. It's just technology, folks. But I hope this was a good makeup one for the most part. Don't know how I really got in my little rant there at the end. It wasn't a rant, it was a motivational speech. But I hope that hit some kind of key too. Make sure if you haven't, subscribe down below. It is about to be one busy month and a half from us, and we will make sure to share them all with you all. We love you. Until the next one, bye.